We've all heard before, lottery winners who spend away all their monies in a few quick years. Or how about this? Famous sports athletes who have made millions of dollars and have all gone bankrupt. Seen them before? If you haven't, how about Mr. Mike Tyson? Take note of this quote that is mentioned over here. I didn't think I'll make it through my 30s. And Mike Tyson has made a lot of money in his career. Now, today's discussion is not to gloat about other people's downfall, but rather what can we learn from this entire story? It's really not how much you make, but how much you keep. Take a look at this quadrant over here. If you're not keeping much money, you are either a stretched spender or a carefree spender. In my opinion, it's a matter of time for someone in the carefree spender stage to fall back into the stretched spender stage, because anyone can get anxious once they know their bank accounts are getting dry and their careers are going nowhere. According to Forrester, in their 2021 survey, 25% of Singaporeans actually live in this paycheck to paycheck quadrant and feel anxious about their financial situation. So, if you have always wondered why you are feeling stuck in this rat race after all these years of work and having all this salary increment, today's video of why looking poor will help you is for you. Hi guys, welcome back. Before we get any further, let's not twist the whole narrative wrongly. Yes, you do need to look good enough when you go on dates. Yes, you do need to look good enough when you're going for an interview to get a good job. Yes, also you do need to look good when you're in front of your customers. Let's clear that out of the way, because today I'd like to share with you 3 reasons why looking poor is important. The first is looking poor lays the right mindset that helps you build wealth. You know, it's not really how much money you earn that predicts how well you'll hit financial independence or when you'll get there. If not, all those lottery winners and all those athletes would not have been in their financial mess. The key point is this: appearing wealthy will quickly lead you to this path of lifestyle inflation. Let me explain how lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep can happen. It starts with getting a pay raise, correct? And once you have extra money, we'd like to spend a little bit more on luxury. It can be just a newer handbag, it can be just dining at a better place. Then sooner or later, these luxuries become necessities because we have raised our expectations. And with increased expectations on expenses, we need to work harder for work. And certainly, when we work harder, we can get rewarded with a pay raise. But the problem is this loop continues on and on. The more you earn, the more you spend. The more you spend, the more you depend on earning more to solve your financial situation. That is why when we project a modest image, we pride ourselves with an opportunity to fully appreciate what this extra income and all this bonus can do to our lives. Let me share with you some numbers. At the age of 25, if you can save your full bonus plus $500 a month, by your age of 50, which is just 25 years later, you can actually reach $1.05 million. So let's not let it slip through our fingers. If you are willing to look a little poorer, you have someone to bring up to inspire all of us, and he's Mr. Warren Buffett. It is known that he lives in a humble house. It is known also that he's still using very old technology stuff. He can certainly afford all the biggest and best gadgets in the world, but in my opinion, it's really his mentality of being frugal. So if you'd like to save some money on your flight tickets, or if you'd like to get some rewards, check out Kris Plus. I'm a frequent user of the Kris Plus app, and that's why I'm recommending it to you. I recently brought my family for a good meal. You would see that this bill has earned me 917 KrisPay miles. That equates to $6+ as a reward. If you sign up today using my referral codes below, you'll get 750 miles absolutely free. That itself equates to $5. As you can see, Kris Plus is a very powerful rewards app. And just to re-highlight some of Kris Plus's key benefits, they are the only miles accumulation mobile app in the market. Kris Plus allows you to stack rewards, and there's no min spend and no caps on the amounts of miles that you can earn. And it will help you in your financial journey. That leads to point number 2, which is looking poor may actually help you be happier. Now, I know some of you listening in would laugh at this cliche statement, but let's think a bit deeper. Are we all guilty of sometimes thinking too much on how we appear to other people? We would like to have the best house, the best car, the best new handbag, and that's why I've actually this special clip from Gary Vaynerchuk.
Most people spend money on dumb things, which then forces them to do things they don't want.
He's mentioned something important, correct? Don't try to impress people you don't need to. And take for instance this recent article of a couple who got married at West Coast McDonald's. You know, they genuinely look happy and fully immersed in that moment. It begs the question, is spending on an extravagant banquet really the only route to happiness, or in this case, having a great celebration? Let me share with you my thoughts if I were his elder brother. Initially, I would naturally think it's a bit weird, simply because I've done my own wedding at a banquet. I enjoyed the experience. Subconsciously, I guess, I put my own expectations on him, which may or may not be correct. And the important part is this. Firstly, his wife thinks it's good enough. That's very, very important already. The second is if he can avoid a renovation loan, that is a very important and good decision actually. And third, if he's not putting our father's retirement in jeopardy because he wants something extravagant, I think I should appreciate that as an elder brother. What's truly remarkable is that adopting a modest appearance doesn't necessarily equate to sacrificing happiness. Sometimes it may only mean that you have truly understood happiness, or you have proven to yourself that simple things are good enough already and happiness is not difficult to find. If you agree on that statement, help me smash the like button because it's the kind of team hours to produce this. And smash on subscribe because we have content like this to help you adopt the right financial mindsets. Also, if your child is asking for the newest iPhone which just came into the market, let them see this and understand that, being happy and satisfied need not cost a lot. And if you're unafraid to look poor, you would help yourself massively in your financial journey, which is point number 3. Looking poor allows you to become an investor earlier. What if you save an extra $500 per month? That would be $6,000 a year, correct? And in 10 years, that would be $60,000 saved. Not a lot actually, but not too bad still. Looking poor allows you to save that extra $500, correct? If you're willing to look a little poorer, that will help you save the extra $500, correct? And if you compound that money, you would see in this graph that $500 per month would become $90,000 if we can grow it at 8% per annum. An extra $30,000, correct? And this whole idea of compounding, it takes time. And as you can see from this graph, the first 5 years is roughly the same. The real magic comes really after the 5th year. And just to expand this whole topic further, after 10 years, you like to hold back on your extra $500. What you do is to simply keep this $90,000 invested and let it run for a further 10 years and compound at 8%. Take a guess where you'll get to, but maybe you can already see the chart. It's at 190,000 plus. Not too bad, correct? This is actually a common concept in this idea called coast fire. I've actually previously touched on this. If you haven't seen that video, I'll also leave towards the end of this whole discussion. Coast fire simply means that you keep whatever you've invested and let it run and compound further until you are fully retired. In the meantime, you just earn enough to cover your expenses because your retirement pot is now a work in progress simply with the amounts that you have invested previously. And once you get to retirement phase, this is what you need to understand. You need to become an investor. This is a concept coined by Robert Kiyosaki in his explanation for cash flow quadrant. There are actually 4 quadrants to earn income. Most of us are in this employee space, the top left-hand corner. That is where we've built careers, that's where we've gotten income for the last 10, 20, 30 years. Not everybody becomes a business owner, but everybody can certainly become the bottom right corner, which is investor. The beauty about this quadrant, investor, is that you no longer need to depend on active work to get money because your investment pot is generating you income. That is also known as passive income. For people who invest in real estate, that is rental income. For people who invest into financial assets, that is dividends or interest. For myself, I've actually started my whole investment journey at the age of 21, back in my university days. And although the amounts were small and a lot of mistakes were made back then, 20 years in the journey, I can say that my portfolio now generates about $20,000 per year in terms of dividends already. Hopefully this inspires you, but it goes back to the first point. If you are willing to look a little poorer, you are able to eke out more savings. If you are able to eke out more savings, you have investment capital that you can run for a long period of time and compound to big amounts. So in summary, I have this to share with you. Looking poor is more than just a way to get rich. It's a state of mind actually, that tells you that you need not yield to society's expectations and chase material goods. You can be happy and satisfied with simpler options. Even if you don't have extra $500 per month, $200 per month can get you started. And do remember again, building wealth is a marathon, not a race. Hopefully you've enjoyed this whole discussion and smash a like as always. And I'd like to introduce you to this previous tutorial I've done. How this janitor actually built up $8 million. Because it's a true story of how someone can build up a fortune being an investor and not actually be from a high income space. If you haven't seen that discussion, check it out. Hopefully it can help you also in your financial journey, and I'll sign off from here. Take care as always. Goodbye.